This is a place where life is perpetually on trial. Every step could be the prelude to a chase. There is no room for hesitation, only the guidance of instinct. The fight for every breath never ceases. Here, the strong become legends and the weak are compelled to vanish. And the journey of survival continues, harsh yet magnificent. This kingdom is ancient and blind. It protects no one. You carry Sakamai's children, Ayumi. Keep him close. Only he can protect your pride. On the sands that ring the marsh, a sinister army builds its strength. Hyenas breed generation after generation of soldiers in secret. More fangs, more powerful jaws, ready to wage war on the pride. Ayumi must train her children. They need to learn how to hunt. A dangerous rite of passage. Some have died in the attempt. Scars will be carried for life. Her nerve has broken. This is how it is done. Watch and learn. No time for fear, no time for mercy. All are well fed thanks to the king and queen. But her children are not progressing. They are not maturing fast enough. From the dense forests to the flooded swamps, from the vast grasslands to the sparse thickets, every corner of the Serengeti is home to hundreds of bird species and over 70 mammal species. It is a deeply connected ecosystem where even the smallest creatures play a vital role in maintaining the balance of wildlife. The Serengeti is not just an ecological paradise, but also an unforgiving arena for predators like lions, spotted hyenas, and cheetahs. The battles for survival unfold after each great migration. Together, these forces create a living mosaic, both graceful and fierce. Stretching across the central and western regions of Serengeti National Park is a woodland ecosystem that combines open savanna with sparse forests. This land extends for thousands of square miles, providing a stable habitat for non-migratory species such as giraffes and African elephants. The rich vegetation includes acacia species and dense thickets, which are not only a food source, but also an essential link in the food chain. Average annual rainfall ranges from 30 to 40 inches, concentrated mainly from November to May, bringing lush green grasslands and abundant food. However, climate change is altering the landscape. Rainfall is becoming unpredictable and prolonged. Droughts are forcing animals to travel longer distances in search of water and food. The competition for survival is intensifying, especially during the dry season when resources are scarce. The forests of the Serengeti, harsh and wild, are home to the African elephant, living symbols of strength, wisdom, and impressive adaptability. Over 5 million years of evolution have left unique marks on their bodies. Their enormous ears, like fans, help dissipate heat under the scorching Serengeti Sunday. In the harsh tropical climate, elephants move in small groups, traversing the sparse forests and grasslands in search of water and food. During the dry season, they dig temporary wells in the dry riverbeds, not only for themselves, but also providing life-sustaining water for countless other species. The vegetation of the Serengeti, with iconic species like acacia and combretum, is the main source of nutrition for the elephants. A single elephant can consume up to 300 pounds of food per day to sustain its massive body. However, it is this very foraging behavior that creates natural trails through the forests, expands grassland areas, and stimulates plant regeneration. Climate change poses new challenges. Erratic rains and prolonged droughts are forcing elephants to travel farther, increasing competition in the food chain. However, their role in the ecosystem remains irreplaceable. Elephant dung acts as a natural fertilizer, promoting the growth of vegetation. It is thanks to the continuous presence and tireless activity of the African elephant that the Serengeti and the neighboring Mara region still hold the title of the thriving kingdom of wildlife. In the Serengeti, the dense grasslands with acacia and combretum trees form a lush paradise where the African buffalo stands tall amidst the wild nature. During the day, when the sun is at its peak and the heat becomes intense, they seek shelter in the shade of large trees to escape the scorching heat. When they need to feed, the buffalo move in large groups across the vast grasslands. Besides maintaining their own diet, they play a fundamental role in managing the vegetation. Each buffalo can consume up to 33 pounds of grass per day, helping to control the growth of the local flora. Buffalo are not just the protectors of the plains, but also crucial components in maintaining the ecological balance of the Serengeti. They hold a significant place in the Serengeti's food chain. While the adults, thanks to their size and strength, face fewer threats, the young are frequent targets for predators. When the dry season arrives and water becomes increasingly scarce, the buffalo herds migrate to the last remaining waterholes and wetlands in the Serengeti's forests. The small rivers and swamps become not just survival routes, but also battlegrounds where the hunts take place. This is when the predators, hyenas and lions hide in the tall grass, patiently waiting for the precise moment to strike. The ground is dry and dusty, and the panting of the hunters makes the air even more tense. Amidst the wild landscapes of the Serengeti forests, the spotted hyena stands out as a master of survival, leaving an indelible mark on the pulse of the ecosystem. With over 22 million years of evolution, it is a living testament to resilience and adaptation through geological ages. With a powerful jaw, a cohesive social structure, and flexible hunting strategies, they are the true warriors of the savanna, constantly reinventing themselves to survive. During the dry season, when the ground is cracked and the rivers are dry, wildlife and zebras gather at the last waterholes, creating a rare opportunity for predators. Every step of the spotted hyena carries the confidence of its clan. Living in large groups with up to 80 individuals led by a female, their social structure not only maintains order, but also builds a strong community. While hunting hyenas use cooperative group tactics to pressure their prey, especially at night when the darkness becomes their ally. With a top speed of up to 35 miles per hour, they are tireless predators, traveling long distances to seize every opportunity. Equipped with an impressive bite force of up to 1,100 psi, they utilize every part of a carcass. Besides being effective hunters, they frequently steal kills from lions and other carnivores, ensuring nothing goes to waste in their diet. Each meal of the spotted hyena sustains their own survival and simultaneously contributes to the balance of the Serengeti. With an estimated population of about 3,000 individuals, the Serengeti boasts one of the highest densities of lions in the world. The vast grasslands and sparse woodlands of the Serengeti form an ideal hunting ground for the East African lion. Dubbed the king of predators, this feline has evolved for over 2 million years, developing a perfect physique for survival and hunting. The adult lion prides of the Serengeti are formidable hunters with impressive sizes. Males can weigh up to 500 pounds and measure from 8 to 10 feet in length, while females are lighter, weighing from 265 to 400 pounds. The thick mane of the males acts as a natural coat of armor, protecting them in confrontations and symbolizing strength and dominance. But behind the facade of a ruthless predator, the lion also displays a surprising side of family affection and social solidarity. The pride is not just an effective hunting unit, but a close-knit family where relationships are strengthened day by day. The lionesses raise their cubs together, sharing the responsibility of protection and even nursing those that are not their own. Gentle head rubs, or mutual grooming, are not just social behaviors, but deep expressions of trust and bonding. Even the dominant males, with their role of protecting the territory, show surprising tenderness towards their own cubs, reinforcing the bonds that help the pride survive through the harshest of times. Daily, a lion consumes from 10 to 15 pounds of meat, and instead of long chases, they prefer strategically planned ambushes. With sprints that can reach up to 50 miles per hour, lions can quickly close in on large prey like antelope and zebra. They use encircling tactics, combining impressive muscular strength and sharp jaws to dominate and bring down their victims. However, the challenges are constant. Lions face fierce competition from spotted hyenas, the social predators. This competition is an essential part of the food chain and helps maintain the balance of the vast Serengeti ecosystem. Currently, the East African lion is classified as vulnerable by the IUCN due to human expansion and increasing conflicts. The decline of this species threatens not only the Serengeti ecosystem, but also the global ecological cycle. The forests of the Serengeti stretch endlessly, where the East African cheetah cuts across the grasslands like a flash of light appearing for a moment and then vanishing. The vast landscape with its tall grass and sparse thickets is the ideal stage for this feline to display its impressive speed. After more than 3 million years of evolution, the cheetah's slender body has been perfected for speed, a structure that prioritizes agility over brute force. The life of the East African cheetah is quite different from that of other predators. They do not roar like lions, nor do they live in large prides. Instead, the males form small coalitions to defend their territory, while the females raise their cubs alone, teaching them essential hunting skills. When a gentle call echoes across the plains, it is the signal of a subtle bond in the cheetah's society. As the sun rises, the cheetah springs into action. Stealthily moving through the tall vegetation, it approaches its prey silently, and in an explosive moment, it bursts into a terrifying sprint. Reaching 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. Each stride is like a drumbeat. Heart and muscles work in harmony, propelling the cheetah with phenomenal power. Although it can reach speeds of up to 70 miles per hour, it can only maintain this frantic pace over short distances from 300 to 500 yards. Its long tail acts as a rudder, allowing for quick changes of direction and ensuring a precise pursuit of its prey. When it cannot maintain its speed, or when exhaustion sets in, the cheetah is forced to abandon its prey, seeking to recover its energy under the scorching Serengeti sun. Under the scorching sun, the white-headed vulture circles with sharp eyes, scanning the sky for motionless carcasses. As a natural scavenger, It is often one of the first to arrive at the feast, swooping down to find the softest remains before the larger cleaners appear. Meanwhile, the Ruppel's griffon vulture, also known as Ruppel's vulture, soars like a silent guardian of the sky, exploring the serenity of rare altitudes. With a unique lung structure, it can fly at a record altitude of up to 36,000 feet, making it the highest flying bird in the world. The Ruppel's griffon vulture lives in flocks, gathering around carcasses and rarely hunting alone. This social behavior improves their efficiency in finding food and increases their chances of survival in regions with extremely scarce resources. Despite this, the Ruppel's griffon vulture is currently threatened with extinction due to illegal hunting and habitat loss. Besides, the giant granite formations silently emerge from the Serengeti ecosystem like resilient oases in an endless sea of savanna. Formed millions of years ago, these ancient rocks rise from the earth like witnesses of time. Amidst the grandeur of the Serengeti, the leopard has become a master of stealth. It skillfully uses the natural crevices and caves to protect itself from the scorching heat of the day and to hunt in silence under the cover of night. The Kopje's rock formations are not merely shelters. They are strategic vantage points where the leopard observes its prey from a distance. This hunting skill, honed over millions of years of evolution, makes the leopard one of the most skillful predators among the big cat. Its powerful body is a marvel of adaptation, measuring from 5 to 7 feet long and weighing from 100 to 200 pounds. As a solitary hunter, it employs a strategy of stealthy approach, tracking its prey in silence before launching a swift and precise attack. Here, the Masai giraffe primarily feeds on acacia species and other tall shrubs, which are rich sources of nutrients for their large bodies. Their height gives them a significant advantage. They can survey the surrounding landscape widely, spotting predators from afar. With their long and powerful hind legs, giraffes can easily navigate through swampy and muddy terrain. Their kicks are very powerful, capable of inflicting serious injuries on predators, serving as an effective defense mechanism. During the rainy season, when the swamps reach their peak fertility, the Masai giraffes concentrate on breeding. The dense, swampy areas provide an ideal setting for giving birth, ensuring the protection and safety of the newborn calves. Soon after birth, the calves can stand and follow their mothers significantly, increasing their chances of survival in this challenging environment. More than just wetlands, the swamps of the Serengeti are vibrant centers of biodiversity. The tall shrubs and dense grasses provide hiding places for large mammals, protecting them from predators. The swamps are also home to the Masai giraffe. With abundant water, they can stay hydrated without having to travel long distances. The hyena clan grows more restless. Killer scouts push deeper into the kingdom. Soon they will invade the marsh. The kingdom does not care who lives or who dies. But every cub must learn to hunt just to survive. Today, Ayumi will give birth. The queen must leave her pride once more. The newborns need a safe place. Ayumi heads for the hills where she was born. The old den is gone. This is now the leopard's domain. There is no safety here for the lion cubs. On the edge of the marsh, Ayumi has given birth. But to only two. The enemy is closing in from all sides. They just need time to grow. A leaderless pride grows restless. They find Ayumi's scent. It is too soon. They are too small. Overwhelmed by her killer family who know no tenderness, the instinct is ingrained, and there is nothing Ayumi can do. There is no malice here. They are just lions. Her lions. Both her cubs are dead. But there is no time to mourn. With enemies on all sides, Ayumi's next move will decide the future. Perhaps the true silent lords of the Serengeti swamps are the hippo. In the wetlands, large groups of these giants can be seen relaxing in the calm waters, where nature provides them with an endless source of life. With a massive body measuring from 10 to 16 feet long and weighing up to 4,400 pounds, the hippo is one of the most powerful animals in this ecosystem. It spends most of its day submerged in the cool water with only its eyes and ears exposed to monitor its surroundings. The swamp water not only provides relief from the heat, but also protects the hippo from the harsh Sunday. Its thick skin secretes a red blood-like fluid that acts as a natural sunscreen and antibacterial agent. As night falls, the hippo emerges from its aquatic refuge and travels in herds to the banks to search for nutritious food, mainly soft grasses and shrubs. On average, they consume up to 80 pounds of grass per night, but they do this only in the later hours when other animals have retreated. The strength of the hippo is truly impressive. With a bite that can generate a force of up to 1,800 psi, it can intimidate any intruder. Its canine teeth, which can be up to 16 inches long, are powerful weapons for defending its underwater territory. Moving in groups of 10 to 30 individuals, hippos form a cohesive social structure where the dominant males control access to the water and protect the females. The western corridor of the Serengeti along the Grumeti River is a true lifeline. Here, the vast plains merge with sparse forests and riverine swamps, creating a rich habitat for wildlife during the dry season. However, in the calm waters of these swamps lurks one of the most fearsome predators, the Nile crocodile. At up to 18 feet long and weighing around 1,540 pounds, it is one of the largest reptiles on the planet. As a master of ambush, it lies motionless, waiting for the right moment to strike, especially during the migration. When millions of wildebeest and zebras cross the river, the Nile crocodile springs into action with its sharp teeth and a bite force of up to 5,000 psi, much higher than that of a tiger. The Great Migration is not just a perilous journey, it is a majestic spectacle of wildlife. The massive herds of migrating animals head towards the Promised Land in search of lush green pastures and renewing rains. The western corridor, where the rivers meet the riverine forests and the vast floodplains, offers a feast of lush vegetation. It is a temporary sanctuary meeting the survival needs of thousands of wild species, including zebras and other large herbivores. When the rains cease in May, the migration begins with a march towards the Grumeti River. The herds arrive at the riverbanks where the persistent moisture sustains the soft grasses. In June, the animals gather by the river, finding temporary refuge. But crossing the river turns into a brutal test of survival. The weak or unlucky individuals become prey for the underwater predators, such as the fearsome Nile crocodile. In addition, the depletion of water sources during the dry season pushes many animals to their physical limits, adding to the harshness of the journey. The wild migration is not just a survival instinct. It is a synchronized dance with the ecosystem, a collective movement. The herds form a natural barrier against predators such as lions, leopards, and spotted hyenas. This unity not only protects, but also expands the ability to locate and share the rich resources of the Western Corridor. The death of some individuals during the migration brings life to others, with the carcasses floating in the river becoming food for the crocodiles. From the humid tropical rainforests, the majestic mountains, to the vast grasslands and the arid deserts, nature appears with a fierce beauty and vitality, like a masterpiece painted by creation. The rains come and go as quickly as a breath, washing the sky and renewing the arid land. The African grasslands, where the sky and the earth merge at the distant horizon, are a land of contrasts. Every day here is a race for survival, where the predators move as silently as the wind and the prey must flee and fight every moment to live. This harsh struggle for survival, with all its competition and challenges, is part of the cycle ordained by creation. The cheetah often hunts during the day to avoid competition with nocturnal predators like lions and hyenas. It relies on its sharp vision to spot prey from a distance and waits for the right moment to attack. When it is about 100 to 130 feet from its target, the cheetah sprints at high speed to approach its prey. With a light, muscular body and long legs, the cheetah can achieve an impressive speed, using its long tail to maintain balance. But speed alone is not enough, as running fast consumes a lot of energy. The cheetah can only maintain its maximum speed for about 20 to 30 seconds. Even after exhausting chases, the cheetah has to face the harsh reality of its poor endurance, and when it catches its prey, it still risks losing its meal. The survival journey of the cheetah here is a race not only against its prey, but also against time and the fierce competition of other predators. In the vast wilderness of the Serengeti, it is not only the large animals that dominate, but the sky is also teeming with life, with over 500 resident bird species. Each bird plays a crucial role in this diverse and delicate ecosystem. One of the most impressive sights in the sky is the marabou stork, a large water bird of the stork family with a wingspan of up to 10 feet. This bird is also known by the nickname the Undertaker bird, because seen from behind its wings and back look like a cloak. This nickname is not just an image, but also reflects its important mission as nature's cleanup crew. The marabou stork lives in the swamps and grasslands where predators like lions and hyenas leave traces of their hunts. They use their strong beaks to clean up what is left of the carcasses, helping to prevent the spread of disease and maintain the delicate balance of nature. However, the Serengeti is just a small part of the vast picture of the tropical savanna. In that context, the Miombo woodlands of central Zambia stand out as one of the largest and most diverse savanna ecosystems in Central and Southern Africa. This region extends through Zambia, Zimbabwe, Angola, and Mozambique, and is a stronghold for ancient trees like Brachystegia and Julbernardia. These ancient trees are like pillars reaching to the sky, supporting and protecting thousands of wild species that live below. They are not only a source of life, but also silent guardians, absorbing carbon and mitigating climate change. The animals in the region have also evolved to adapt to these difficult conditions, contributing together to maintain the special harmony and balance of the vast savanna ecosystem. On the vast grasslands and Miombo woodlands of central Zambia, African elephants dominate as gentle giants. This species, Loxodonta africana, is the largest surviving terrestrial animal. But the forest elephant impresses not only with its size, it also acts as an architect of this ecosystem. Each day, an elephant consumes up to 330 pounds of vegetation and needs a large amount of water. Their heavy footsteps create ecological corridors, breaking through the dense vegetation and opening up paths for other species to access new areas. On the vast grasslands and Miombo woodlands of central Zambezi, another silhouette glides not with brute force, but with a rare intelligence and cunning. It is the black-backed jackal. Distinguished by the silver-black saddle on its back, it is a cunning survivor of this land. Instead of large armies, its strength lies in the bond of a monogamous pair who together defend a territory and raise their young through the seasons. Their diet is a map of opportunity, from rodents and insects to wild fruits. They are master trackers, often silently following lions or leopards patiently, waiting to snatch a leftover scrap of meat. But do not mistake them for mere scavengers. A pair of jackals can coordinate seamlessly, one distracting a mother antelope while the other swiftly takes the vulnerable young. It is not a battle of strength, but a display of strategy and speed. The role of the black-backed jackal extends beyond hunting. They are the tireless cleaners of the ecosystem, disposing of carrion and controlling the populations of small animals, helping to keep the savanna healthy. However, the life of the black-backed jackal is still fraught with challenges. They face competition from larger predators, the risk of disease, and the shrinking of their habitat due to human encroachment. In the tropical forests and vast grasslands of the Guinea forest-savanna mosaic, the leopard Panthera pardus stands out as a master hunter. This leopard not only hides in the dense forests, but also moves freely on the open savannas, pursuing its prey with agility and a keen instinct. As an opportunistic predator, the leopard has a diverse diet, hunting from small antelopes and monkeys to birds in the high branches. In particular, its hunting ability is more dangerous at night, when its excellent vision and silent footsteps make it a seasoned hunter. The leopard relies on patience and camouflage, using its characteristic spotted coat as a perfect cloak to blend into the shadows. When it gets close enough, the leopard dashes with an impressive speed of up to 35 miles per hour, using its powerful jaws to bring down its prey in an instant. Its excellent climbing ability also allows it to carry its prey up into a tree, protecting it from other dangerous predators like lions and hyenas. Leaving the transitional zone between forest and savanna of the Guinea forest-savanna mosaic, our journey continues to the dense and arid Somali acacia comifera bushlands. This is one of the most challenging savanna ecosystems in Africa, where rainfall is scarce, droughts are prolonged, and the average temperature remains high. The arid landscape with its low, thorny bushes creates a wild and difficult setting, but is also the source of the rhythm that regulates the entire local ecosystem. The acacia and combretum trees are resilient pillars that face the scorching sun, providing shade and precious food for countless brave species. The creatures in the region have developed special survival strategies, turning challenges into opportunities to exist in this harsh environment. On this land, the Grevy's zebra Equus grevi stands out as a symbol of resilience and fierce vitality. Considered the rarest zebra species in the world, with only a few thousand individuals remaining. The Grevy's zebra is the largest of the three zebra species, standing nearly 5 feet tall and weighing from 770 to 990 pounds. Its narrow black and white striped coat and large rounded ears not only provide perfect camouflage, but also enhance its hearing and aid in body temperature regulation. The Grevy's zebra has developed an extraordinary survival ability. It can endure several days without water, eat dry grasses, and travel long distances. In this scarce environment, they move in small groups with cautious steps, contributing to controlling the growth of weeds. The bat-eared fox has evolved remarkably to adapt to this harsh environment. Its ears are not just for hearing sounds, but have also become a special hunting tool, detecting the slightest movements underground. When night falls and the temperature cools, the fox begins its silent hunt. Termites, which make up the bulk of its diet, become a precious source of energy to survive the long, dry periods. A 2023 study recorded an impressive evolution. The ears of the bat-eared fox have increased by about 10% compared to the previous generation. The Somali acacia savanna is home to one of Africa's most resilient warriors, the East African oryx. Its white coat stands out under the bright sun, and its long, straight, sword-sharp horns make the oryx a warrior ready to face any challenge. When the sun sets, the intense heat subsides. The oryx begins its search for food. Night is when it is most active, avoiding water loss through sweat and taking advantage of the cool air to survive. During the dry season, when the grasslands wither, it switches to eating drought-resistant shrubs like acacia and combretum. With a special digestive system, the oryx can absorb nutrients from the driest and toughest plants and survive for weeks, even months, without a drop of water. The ability to regulate its body temperature allows it to withstand temperatures of up to 115 degrees Fahrenheit, a miracle of survival in this arid land. But that is not all. The strength of the oryx is what truly makes it formidable. With its horns up to 33 inches long, sharp as swords, it is always ready to repel fierce predators like lions and leopards. On the vast grasslands of the Victoria Basin, the topi walks like a resilient warrior. With its reddish-brown coat and characteristic black spots on its elbows and face, the topi is perfectly camouflaged on the savanna. Its muscular body and long legs make the topi one of the fastest runners on the savanna, reaching speeds of up to 43 miles per hour. The topi is also a resilient migratory species, moving in search of green pastures and stable water sources around Lake Victoria during the long dry months. These antelopes live in groups of a few dozen, but during the breeding or migration season, the small groups can merge into large herds of hundreds of individuals. The white rhino is the second largest terrestrial mammal, surpassed only by the 3 species of elephant. Its wide, square mouth is the perfect weapon for grazing on low grasses, and its 2 large horns made of keratin are its most recognizable feature. The front horn, the largest, can be up to 5.5 feet long in adult males, serving as both a powerful defensive tool and a symbol of power. The survival journey of the white rhino has not been easy. At the end of the 19th century, this species was nearly extinct in the wild, with only about 20 individuals remaining. However, thanks to continuous and persistent conservation efforts, their numbers have impressively recovered, becoming one of the most remarkable success stories. By 2023, about 18,000 white rhinos lived in Africa. Daily, a white rhino consumes up to 265 pounds of grass, acting as a giant gardener of the savanna, keeping the vegetation in balance. Most white rhinos are concentrated in the Kruger and Kalahari National Parks, where the wet summers and dry winters provide a stable food source. However, the life of the white rhino is not just a journey of survival, but also a grueling struggle against poaching. A report by Save the Rhino in 2022 stated that in just 1 year, over 450 rhinos were killed in South Africa, mainly for their horns. Leaving the vast grasslands of the temperate savanna, we enter a completely different world, the flooded savanna. This is a place where water and life intertwine wonderfully as the seasonal rains transform the arid landscapes into large lakes and fertile swamps. The flooded savanna is one of the most special ecosystems in Africa, where adaptation is the key to survival. The Sud, one of the largest wetlands in Africa, is the ideal habitat for the hippopotamus, a large and resilient animal. According to the WWF, about 40,000 hippos live in the Sudan region, forming one of the largest populations in the world. Despite its enormous size, second only to the elephant and the white rhino, the hippopotamus spends most of its time in the cool waters where it regulates its body temperature. A typical hippo group usually has from 10 to 30 individuals living and protecting each other cohesively. The role of the hippo is not limited to the water, but extends to the land. When they graze and move on the grasslands, they help maintain the vegetation and prevent wildfires caused by the accumulation of dry grass. In addition, their dung is a precious source of nutrients for the ecosystem of the rivers and lakes, feeding microorganisms and fish. Thus, the hippo is not just a resident of the water, but also a silent guardian of the land, keeping the Sudan ecosystem balanced and vibrant. Each rainy season, as the waters of the Nile flood the grasslands, the entire region awakens with new life. From the lush green papyrus to the gentle antelopes, All the creatures of the savanna are immersed in the endless survival cycle of Africa. This is a stage where nature demonstrates its power, resilience, and skill in a wild and wonderful landscape. The cycle of the African savanna is not just a story of survival, but also a testament to the harmony between humans and nature. In every footstep of the animals, from the mighty crocodiles to the tiny blades of grass, we feel the constant heartbeat of the great forest.
Across the vast canvas of Africa, one roar rises above all others. It is the sound of the lion, a symbol of power and the heart of a complex social world, unlike any other in the cat family. Yet the lion stands as a remarkable exception in the feline world. They are the only cats to live socially, forging a powerful family alliance, a true pride. Here in Tanzania's Ruaha National Park, the lion prides are renowned for their exceptional size, super prides that can overwhelm Africa's most formidable prey. This lioness with her 3 small cubs carries a grave wound inflicted by a buffalo. No other cat could single-handedly confront an adversary of this magnitude. It is this profound social bond that sets the lion apart. A unique coalition and extended family that offers support and protection to every mother and her young. The strength of the lion lies not in tooth and claw, but in the pride. Vulnerable alone, but together they are the undisputed rulers of the grasslands. This cheetah family, however, must remain constantly on the move. They are more than mere sprinters of the open plains. Agility and deft maneuvering are the keys to survival in these woodlands. It is a steeplechase where every jink and weave from the prey offers a chance of escape. The legend of the cheetah is one of explosive open plains speed. But here in the woodlands, that legend is rewritten. Survival is not a straight sprint. It is a brutal ballet where agility is the true currency. Here, it is not outright speed, but agility that is the currency of life. A single misstep can be the difference between a meal and starvation or worse injury. One of the largest prides in the valley, they require a substantial kill every few days to sustain their collective strength. The lionesses spend the heat of the day resting, nursing cubs and reinforcing social bonds, yet their gaze never strays far from a potential meal. A single wildebeest could feed the entire pride, and it is the lead female who orchestrates the hunt. As the river recedes, life is forced into an ever-dwindling space. For the crocodiles, the oppressive heat is not a burden but a blessing. It stirs the ancient blood in their veins, awakening a primal patience as the world of their prey is forced ever closer. It is a time of great peril. Proximity to such a concentration of hippos is fraught with risk. A mother will go to any length to protect her calf, and in these crocodile-infested waters, she is on constant high alert. For the grazing herds of the Luangwa Valley, the green pastures have all but vanished. Some, like the elephants, will trek up to 50 miles a day to reach the shrinking Luangwa River. As the dry season tightens its grip on the Mala Mala Game Reserve, it throttles the streams and tributaries. The landscape's vibrant green surrenders to a brittle brown. Once deep pools are now reduced to mere muddy hollows. And the elephants arrive family by family. The matriarchs lead them along ancient pathways etched into the memory of generations. Each adult must drink over 26 gallons of water a day. They know that harder times still lie ahead. As the dry season intensifies, the river becomes a vital lifeline for all the grazing animals. An opportunity the predators cannot afford to miss. For them, the dry season is a time of feasting. Along the riverbanks, the spotted hyena clan is also welcoming its newest arrivals. Though born to different mothers, each cub is granted sanctuary in the communal den. Every individual must learn its place in the clan's hierarchy and defer to its superiors. One cub is the offspring of the matriarch herself. She is a devoted mother, yet the very essence of her being the fire that makes her a leader flows from the same aggression that defines the clan's brutal hierarchy. She is both nurturer and warrior. And yet she is among the most devoted mothers in the world of carnivores. A hyena mother will only suckle her own young. She may leave for hours, even days, on foraging expeditions, trusting the den to the protection of her powerful clanmates. As Africa's largest and most powerful feline, the lion has little to fear, with one very large exception, the white rhinoceros. The white rhino is poor-sighted, famously short-tempered, and deeply suspicious, especially with a calf at its side. The mere scent of lion can be enough to enrage this 2-ton armored titan. Its eyesight may be poor, but its senses of hearing and smell are exceptionally acute. In the wild, the predator does not always hold dominion. Sometimes it is sheer belligerent power that wins the day. But like every other grazer, it must contend with a far more pressing threat, the drought. As the last of the water holes evaporate, all are drawn towards the river. Months of hardship must be endured before the rains return. The game trails to the river become highways for the herbivores. The winter dawns at Mala Mala are crisp and painted in fiery orange, but the middays are scorching and thick with dust. In this land of extremes, life does not simply endure, it flourishes in a symphony of light and fire. With the arrival of summer, the river offers its bounty once more. Lush vegetation carpets the river's edge, and for the elephants, life is easier. The Mala Mala Game Reserve transforms into a vast green banqueting table. Elephants breed year-round, but a calf born in the summer affords a far less demanding start in life. To live in a herd is to learn by example. Though the youngsters are not, perhaps, always the best of role models, the southern ground hornbill, the largest of its kind, weighing up to 13 pounds, it has little time for elephant games. It is foraging for anything that slithers, slides or crawls, and like the elephants, these birds live in tight-knit family groups. Only a single female breeds, laying just one egg every few years. As flowers bloom, the valleys are filled with the sound of birdsong. A thorny plant now plays host to one of the world's most successful butterflies. The painted lady butterfly lays its eggs upon the thorns, and in time, handsome caterpillars emerge. A voracious appetite drives their search for nutrient-rich leaves. The magnificent adult dries its wings in the sun, preparing for its maiden flight. A hesitant start, but it is driven to take to the air and play its part in the ecosystem. Further north, the environment becomes one of great extremes, a dramatic escarpment of rock reaching over 13,000 feet. This natural wonder, born from the collision of three tectonic plates, has been sculpted by ancient glaciers and scoured by incessant winds. Climate change now threatens the plant life that clings to these slopes. Below, vast wetlands stretch for hundreds of square miles. Here, reed beds stretch to the horizon, providing a haven for countless birds, among them the greater flamingo. These remarkable birds congregate in flocks that can number in the hundreds of thousands. They are drawn here by the sheer abundance of food found within these saline waters. This communal nursery ensures the emergence of a robust new generation, giving each chick the greatest possible chance of survival. These particular birds are not migratory, choosing to remain where food and water are reliably present. But in recent years, these vital habitats have begun to vanish. The cause is a warming climate and protracted drought, which are exacting an unprecedented toll. Where generations of flamingos once saw their reflections in vast, shimmering mirrors of water, they now see only cracked earth. A promise etched in the memory of a species now broken. And this makes life ever more precarious for the creatures of these fragile ecosystems.
In the kingdom of the lion, there are laws of respective hierarchy, written in scent and shadow. But there is one line drawn not in dust but in blood, that once crossed can never be undone. There will be no more warnings. This is a battle in earnest. Sekekama's raw power reminds the lionesses that they must choose a side. But Nakati is his own son. This was more than a mere blow. Nakati's challenge has sent a shockwave through the pride. If the king is vulnerable, then his throne can be taken. Nothing will ever be the same again. The Congo rainforest. This is the world's second largest tropical forest, surpassed only by the Amazon. This immense sea of green stretches over 1.4 million square miles, spanning 6 African nations. More than a forest, the Congo is a living, breathing universe, a cradle of biodiversity in constant motion. Beneath a canopy soaring hundreds of feet, thousands of species of plants, insects, birds, reptiles, and mammals coexist, many of which can be found nowhere else on Earth. And woven through the Congo forest like a great artery feeding the heart of Africa is an ancient power. The mighty Congo River, a 2,900-mile lifeline flowing through the continent's heart, is the second longest river in Africa after the Nile, and has the second largest flow on the planet, second only to the Amazon. Its dark, deep waters wind through dense jungles, crossing valleys, plains, and gorges before emptying into the Atlantic Ocean. But it impresses with more than just its scale. The Congo River carries an average of 41,000 cubic meters of water per second, sustaining countless life forms and providing water for millions of people. It is more than a source of water. It is a great natural divide. Its powerful current has bisected the forests for millions of years, creating separate worlds on either bank. It is this separation that has allowed species to evolve along different paths. The most classic example is the divergence between the chimpanzee on the northern bank and the bonobo on the southern. The river not only nurtures, it is the author of unique evolutionary stories. Along its course, the river shapes civilizations. On its banks, vibrant villages and cities like Kisangani, Mbandaka, and Kinshasa have risen dependent on its waters for transport, fishing, and survival. In some stretches, its waters become wild. The Inga Falls, for instance, represent one of the world's greatest hydroelectric potentials. The Congo River is not just a body of water. It is a spiritual entity for many local peoples, its mysteries still unexplored in its deepest reaches. In its ceaseless flow, it sustains the forest and the creatures within, guiding us into the wild heart of Africa. Deep in the forest, amidst the light filtering through the great canopy, a delicate presence is revealed. They are familiar faces, inquisitive eyes. The bonobo, one of our closest living relatives. With approximately 98.7% of our DNA in common, they share astonishing similarities with us. Often confused with chimpanzees, their more famous cousins bonobos are profoundly different in their behavior and social structure. While chimpanzees often live in hierarchical groups dominated by males and marked by violent disputes, bonobos have followed a different path. They have forged a society that is peaceful, matriarchal, and highly cooperative. Bonobo groups are led by experienced females, and conflicts rarely escalate to violence. Instead, they resolve tensions with affectionate gestures, embraces, and gentle calls. Standing between 2.5 to 3 feet tall and weighing up to 88 pounds, bonobos are agile, graceful, and exceptionally intelligent. They live in social groups and feed primarily on fruit leaves, seeds, and occasionally small invertebrates. A fascinating and rare behavior among mammals, bonobos voluntarily share their food, even with unrelated individuals. This generous gesture has captured the attention of scientists, and it makes us reflect on the origins of empathy in our own species. The bonobo is one of the most threatened primates on the planet, classified as endangered since 1996. Found only in the Congo rainforest, deforestation is encroaching upon their habitat, while armed conflicts make conservation efforts difficult. Furthermore, illegal hunting remains one of the greatest threats. That is why sanctuaries and protection centers have become true havens of hope. Lola Ya, Bonobo. Further north in Odzala-Kakua National Park, one of Central Africa's oldest and most important protected areas, a predator moves with poise and deliberation. The leopard. Even in the light of day, this great cat maintains its discretion. It knows where to go, when to stop, and how to disappear. With its golden coat punctuated by black rosettes, it camouflages itself among the sun-drenched tree trunks and the deep shadows of the forest. reaching up to 6 feet in length, not including a tail that can be nearly 3 feet long. The leopard impresses with its combination of strength and agility. Weighing between 66 and 143 pounds with a muscular body and wide paws, it is perfectly built for climbing trees with skill. Its long tail acts as a natural counterweight, providing balance as it moves among the high branches. Odzala is perfect territory for a leopard. The dense forest cloaks it like a mantle, offering shade, silence, and the possibility of camouflage. Here, an ambush predator, the leopard rarely relies on speed. It prefers to wait, calculate, and strike at the precise moment. Besides being a hunting ground, Odzala-Kokoa National Park is a crucial refuge for leopard reproduction. The dense forest, winding rivers, and limited human presence provide ideal conditions for females to give birth and raise their cubs in safety. The gestation period lasts from 90 to 105 days, and birth usually takes place in well-hidden areas within the forest. In the first few weeks, the mother keeps her cubs completely isolated, far from any threat. As they grow, she will teach them their first hunting skills. This adaptability is one of the leopard's greatest virtues, and it all begins with a mother's instruction. In Odzala, the documentation of females with their cubs is a promising sign. It means that despite external challenges, life persists within the sanctuary. Every year in November, as the sun sets over the Congo River, an extraordinary phenomenon begins to take shape. Millions of fruit bats gather on the riverbanks, preparing for one of the most spectacular and least known migrations in the world. Guided by an ancient instinct, these bats leave the depths of the Congo rainforest and fly towards Kasanka National Park in Zambia. This epic journey, spanning over 600 miles, is not just a search for food, but a vital part of the ecosystem. During their migration, the bats feed on wild fruits, dispersing seeds far and wide, helping to regenerate the forest and maintain ecological balance. Their role as seed dispersers is crucial for the health of the Congo rainforest, ensuring that new trees can grow and sustain local biodiversity. When they finally reach Kasanka National Park, the bats transform the night sky into a spectacle of wildlife. Zambia's park becomes the stage for one of the largest mammal concentrations in the world. From October to December, the park witnesses the presence of up to 10 million fruit bats, a natural event that attracts both researchers and nature lovers. In the southwestern corner of Uganda, near the border with the Democratic Republic of Congo, lies the legendary Bwindi impenetrable forest. This dense primeval forest of about 128 square miles is home to an impressive biodiversity almost untouched by time and human impact. Amidst the liana's ancient trees and a near-permanent mist, Bwindi shelters one of Africa's most emblematic species, the mountain gorilla. These magnificent giants carry a surprising gentleness in their gaze. Every gesture and expression speaks of the incredible resilience and subtlety of African wildlife. Mountain gorillas live in family groups, led by a dominant adult male known as a silverback. The silver-gray fur on his back appears when he reaches maturity. This alpha male decides where the group will sleep the rhythm of the day, and if necessary will confront danger. Each group can have between 10 and 30 members. Coexistence is peaceful and their behavior is highly social. The young learn through play, imitating the adults, testing their strength, and developing bonds with their siblings. Meanwhile, the males take on the protection of the group. The diet of these gorillas is essentially vegetarian. They spend most of their day eating leaves, stems, roots, fruits, and occasionally some larvae or ants. Contrary to what many believe, they are not aggressive. They only attack if they feel the group is in danger. Their day passes in a peaceful rhythm. The silverback often sits in a watchful position, his thoughtful gaze following his family, while the females care for the young with incredible tenderness. The young gorillas, with their boundless curiosity, play under the supervision of the entire troop. They wrestle climb on the backs of the adults and learn their first lessons about finding food and the complex rules of their society. It is in these everyday moments that the strength and ferocity of human imagination dissolve, giving way to the image of a close-knit family, a complex society based on trust and mutual protection. But Bwindi is not alone in this mission. Nearby in Rwanda is Volcanoes National Park, and in the Democratic Republic of Congo is Virunga National Park, Africa's oldest reserve. These areas act as true natural sanctuaries. There, deforestation is prohibited, hunting is controlled, and human access is restricted and monitored. Furthermore, a portion of tourism revenue is channeled directly into conservation projects and to local communities. This gives people a real reason to protect the gorillas. In recent years, this model has been successful. The mountain gorilla population, which was in decline, is now slowly increasing. Amidst the mist of Windy, the mountain gorillas continue to live, as they always have, in family, in silence, among leaves, roots, and shadows. The simple fact that they are still here, alive, strong, and free, is a victory for nature and for those who have chosen to protect it. Still, in Uganda, we continue to discover the wonders of African wildlife. Our next destination is one of the continent's most impressive parks, where the Nile River carves through the land, feeding the forests and meeting an explosion of life. This is Murchison Falls National Park. Here, waterfalls and rapids create riverine forests. They are dense corridors of trees and vines, with shade, humidity, and trails covered in roots and wet leaves, the ideal habitat for many species. Here, forest elephants move between the woodlands and the banks of the Victoria Nile, also known as the White Nile. Although enormous, they differ from their savanna cousins, shorter, more compact, with rounder ears and tusks that curve slightly downwards. These elephants consume up to 330 pounds of vegetation a day. They don't just eat, they transform the landscape they pass through. They are the engineers of the ecosystem, the great gardeners of the jungle. As they move, they create paths through the thick vegetation trails that are then used by countless other animals, from small antelopes to even predators. By knocking down small trees and eating leaves, they create sunlit clearings on the forest floor, allowing light-loving plants to grow. This increases the diversity of the flora, providing more food and shelter for other species. Even their dung is a gift to the forest. Each pile is a mobile nursery full of undigested seeds, which helps to disperse and regenerate trees over a vast area. They knock down trees and spread seeds on the damp ground. This behavior changes the environment, allowing new plant species to grow, contributing directly to the regeneration of the forest. Forest elephants live in family groups led by an experienced matriarch. Their gestation period is among the longest in the animal world, about 22 months. At the end of this period, a single calf is born, usually weighing around 220 pounds. Caring for the young is not just the mother's task. In a true support network, aunts, sisters, and even other females in the group participate in the upbringing. It is a natural school where each generation passes on to the next everything they have learned about survival. These elephants live up to 70 years and shape the forests they inhabit. But on the riverbanks, they are not the only giants. In the calm, murky waters where the Nile winds between forests and rocks, a silent presence dominates every stretch of the river, the Nile crocodile. These reptiles have lived here for millions of years. They have survived ice ages, prolonged droughts, and even the impact of humans. Today, they continue to thrive along the entire Nile. At over 16 feet long and weighing up to half a ton, the Nile crocodile is one of Africa's largest predators. Their hunting strategy is a lesson in deadly patience. They can lie as still as a rotten log for hours with only their eyes and nostrils above the water, waiting for unsuspecting prey. When the moment comes, the stillness erupts into a brutal attack. With a lightning-fast bite and unparalleled jaw strength, they drag their prey into the water. Their famous death roll, a technique where the crocodile clamps down on its prey and violently spins its body ensures no animal can escape. It is a primal display of power and adaptation perfected over millions of years. Their prey is varied fish, birds, rodents, antelopes, and even carrion. Anything that moves or doesn't can become a meal. They are opportunistic, adaptable, and voracious predators. With a lifespan that can exceed 80 years, they are the true elders of the river. But not everything here is a giant. Among the low branches and riverside thickets, the rulers of the landscape are the vervet monkeys, small, intelligent, and full of personality. With their dark, expressive faces almost entirely black, framed by a halo of grey-white fur, they are easily recognizable. They prefer to move in the treetops, leaping from branch to branch with agility, but they also frequently descend to the ground to search for fallen fruits, seeds, insects, and even small bird eggs. Vervet mothers are careful and dedicated, carrying their young with them in the early days, feeding and protecting them with great care. They live in noisy groups with a clear hierarchy and a rich communication system of sounds, postures, and gazes. They are not the biggest nor the strongest, but where there is forest and water, they are present. With their agile leaps, intelligent eyes, and bold demeanor, vervet monkeys bring lightness, vitality, and movement to the heart of the African jungle. But for many, the true hidden treasure of Murchison lives in the swamps, almost invisible, almost mythical. There, among the reeds and aquatic plants, is the shoebill. A rare, prehistoric-looking bird standing up to 5 feet tall. Its wide, flat beak looks like a wooden shoe, a perfect tool for catching fish and frogs. Today, it is believed that fewer than 5,000 individuals remain in the wild. Their presence is so discreet that each sighting is considered a real event. It is a symbol of the beauty and mystery that Africa exudes. To see an animal like this, even from a distance, is a unique experience, one of those that remind us that African nature still holds undiscovered secrets. At first glance, Murchison impresses with the power of its water. But with a closer look, one realizes that it is not just the river that makes this place special. Its incredible Murchison Falls. It is in this balance between power and subtlety that the forest reveals its true essence. The mountains of Ethiopia rise like true natural fortresses, with abrupt slopes, deep valleys carved by the Great Rift Valley, high-altitude forests and vast plateaus, almost always shrouded in mist. At first glance, this landscape might seem arid or harsh, but with a closer look you discover that among the rocks and cliffs, one of Africa's most unique forests is thriving. A vertical forest, cold, silent, and full of life. The majestic Simien Mountains, known as the Roof of Africa, form a unique ecosystem where altitude imposes harsh challenges for survival and shapes some of the continent's most extraordinary life forms. With its thick fur, dark face, and an unmistakable red patch on its chest, the Gelada baboon is endemic to the Ethiopian highlands and is one of the most emblematic animals of these mountains. They are a primate that has adapted to live at altitudes between 6,500 and 14,700 feet. The males stand out with their majestic manes and a red, hourglass-shaped patch on their chests, a mark that intensifies during the mating season, reflecting their vitality and social status within the group. Unlike other primates, geladas are primarily grass eaters. This specialized diet distinguishes them from other primates and is a unique adaptation to life in the mountains. An adult baboon can spend more than 70% of its day grazing, traveling long distances in search of grassy areas. But the real strength of the Gelada lies in its social life. They form one of the most complex societies among primates, living in large groups that can number up to 500 individuals. They have an impressive vocal repertoire, with over 30 different types of calls used to keep the group cohesive or to repel intruders. Here are the guardians of the Simien Mountains, They remind us of the extraordinary resilience of Ethiopian wildlife and the importance of conserving this icon of balance and adaptation. Just as the Gelada baboon dominates the steep slopes above them, another master of the heights reigns supreme. The bearded vulture, a true guardian of the skies, complements the ecosystem of the Simien Mountains with its majestic presence and its unique role in the food chain. The orange color of the bearded vulture's plumage is not natural. It comes from the iron oxide-rich soil in which it bathes to mark its territory and show dominance. This rare and fascinating behavior distinguishes it from other birds of prey. With a wingspan of up to 10 feet, the bearded vulture is perfectly adapted to soar in the mountain air currents. Just as the Gelada baboon is essential for the balance of the plains, the bearded vulture plays a crucial role in the mountain ecosystem. By consuming bones and leftovers that other predators cannot utilize, it acts as a natural cleaner. "600 miles from the Simien Mountains, in the heart of Ethiopia, lies the Bale Mountains National Park. In this high-altitude sanctuary, we find another remarkable species. These Ethiopian wolves are one of the rarest predators in the world. They live at an altitude of 10,000 feet above sea level, where winter temperatures frequently drop below freezing. The Ethiopian wolf has a slender and elegant appearance, perfectly adapted to life at high altitudes. Although similar in size to a coyote, this predator specializes in hunting small rodents which make up over 90% of its diet. They have evolved uniquely, perfectly adapted to their mountain habitat. Their keen hearing is fundamental for detecting the movement of rodents under the dense vegetation. With about 500 individuals remaining in the wild, these animals are extremely rare and unique. They can only be found in the Bale Mountains National Park, where their population is relatively protected and has shown signs of a gradual increase. Our final stop emerges in a setting that at first glance does not seem to belong to Africa. At the foot of one of the planet's most iconic mountains, Mount Kilimanjaro, this territory is part of the Kilimanjaro National Park, a protected area of about 650 square miles recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Many crystal-clear rivers flow down from above, fed by the forest's humidity and melting ice from the summit. They form a crucial water network for the region, supplying not only the local flora and fauna, but also many human communities. Among the watercourses, one of the highlights is the Mataruni waterfall, an impressive cascade hidden amidst dense vegetation over 230 feet high. This forest is home to a rich biodiversity, hosting primates, antelopes, chameleons, birds, and countless species of insects and amphibians. And in this humid and enchanting environment, we find one of Africa's most beautiful monkeys, the colobus monkey. With its black and white fur, silky appearance, long tail, and serene expression, the colobus monkey is a captivating presence among the high branches. They live in large groups, often of more than 15 individuals, always in harmony. The mothers care for their young with extreme tenderness, and it is common to see the infants being carried by other females in the group in a true system of communal care. Unlike other primates, they lack an opposable thumb which gives them a unique hand shape, adapted for long leaps and agile movements through the treetops. Silent and discreet, the colobus monkey rarely descends to the ground. They spend most of their lives among the branches, enjoying the safety of the heights. We have journeyed through the heart of the African continent, guided by the rustle of leaves, the tracks of animals, and the mysteries hidden in the shadows of these great trees. From the deep forests of the Congo to the misty peaks of Ethiopia, and finally to the lush green slopes of Kilimanjaro. What we have seen is not just beautiful, it is essential. These forests regulate the climate, shelter unique species, and have sustained human communities for thousands of years. To capture these images and to tell these stories is also an act of resistance. It is a reminder that wild, authentic life still exists in the world, and that Africa, with its lush, ancient forests, still holds secrets worth protecting.
The Amazon rainforest, the largest tropical wilderness on our planet.